Good morning, everyone. I'm Stockbridge District 5 City Council Member Elton Alexander. Thank you all for inviting me to the community, and I want to thank Henry County Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta. Let's give them a round of applause. I thank you, ladies, for always being at the forefront of social action and making an impact in the community. Your organization is definitely a testimony for impacting the village, because I see you ladies everywhere I go at the table, no matter what it is, and I thank you. I thank you so much. I thank your chapter president, Demetria Daniels, past president, Deborah Abernathy, past president, Gloria Lee Hawkins. Thank you all so much for doing what you do and handling the voter registration portion of our meeting this morning. But I want to put on my other hat today, not my political hat, but my City of Stockbridge hat. And understanding that I share the same thing that you all share, which is we have McDonald's addresses and we live in the city limits of Stockbridge. I need everybody's help in this room, letting your neighbors know and people in the area. So literally about 75% of the people in this new district have McDonald's addresses. I encounter people every day that did not know that they had McDonald's addresses. And to understand, especially new neighbors who moved in with the new Georgia voter law. October 10th is the deadline. You got to be registered to vote. And if you need to change your address, you need to change it and get that in before to make sure that you're able to vote in this location, especially your neighbors. They moved out of state or even if they moved in the area, we need to make sure everybody gets their address updated. This would be a key point for us right here to make sure that we understand progress requires polls. And I was telling someone the other day that I remember when John Lewis set foot on these grounds in 2016. He said to us, there's nothing more valuable that you can do than to impact the vote. The power is in the ballot. That's why they try so hard to keep it from you and to keep you from voting. And to understand, it's the okie doke when we give you a McDonald's address and then say vote in Stockbridge. Because who would be able to think that they could vote in McDonald's with a Stockbridge address unless somebody told you? That's what I'm trying to do, to educate the neighbors, and I need you all to help me out with that process, being able to educate the neighbors on that fact. But if you haven't, take out your phone, do like a check-in or a post, let everybody know that you're here, and we're gonna be here till 11 o'clock if anybody needs to change their address and making sure that we get things done. I always like to take advantage of these times, right, when I'm here to let you know about things going on in the community. And the first thing I'm gonna start off with very good news. Let's start with the good news first, okay? Yeah. Now, I know many of you drove along East Campground Road at night. It's black dark. Yeah. It's extremely black dark. Well, I've been fighting very hard for street lights to go in the community. Initially, I was able to get street lights approved for Highway 42 in Campground. You know what that was like to make that turn at night. You know, I know it was like, I hit the curb one night because it was raining so hard. There was no light there, I could not see. Yeah. And I hit the median. Luckily I didn't bust my tire because I kind of glanced over and I was like, man, I knew it was dark and I said we needed to do something about that. So not just streetlights for this area, I started campaigning for streetlights all over the city. If you notice, Eagles Landing Parkway has streetlights all the way down Eagles Landing now. Hudson Bridge has streetlights down past Walmart to where the QT is. That was uniquely a city project that we took on to make sure that we increase safety, especially pedestrian safety. Because if someone breaks down along this road and it's black dark at night and they're out there trying to change a tire or something, that's a disaster waiting to happen with cars speeding down there and somebody might not see them. So safety first. And understanding, Matthew asked me a question. This roadway, Campground Road, is going to be 4 lanes at some point. When they built it 4 lanes up until Peach Drive. They didn't have enough money to finish it to make it 4 lanes here. And that's what really happened. But the second portion of it is to widen this to 4 lanes, and then even in a future portion to take this all the way across Highway 155 and all the way to Highway 20. In the future plan. So it'll be a connector highway. Basically, you'll be able to go from 75 all the way to Highway 20 that goes to our Conyers in that area, Covington. So certainly there are things in the works to be able to help with improving traffic in the area. There's $800 million that's been secured to widen almost every street around here. But the problem is, if you're last at it, your projects are last. There was a regressive mindset that was in Henry County before the current leadership took over. 25 years ago, 30 years ago, the Atlanta Regional Commission told them 300,000 people are going to be in Henry County, then 400,000 people. Y'all need to prepare. Leadership said, no, we don't want to grow. We don't want those people to come here. We're not going to take your funding to widen the roads, because there was major projects that were presented to them. The previous leadership did everything that they could to say that we're not part of Metro Atlanta. That was a regressive mindset. That's why you're stuck in traffic today, because they ignored the advice of those professionals. As a matter of fact, between 2012 and 2016, the chairperson, the very top person in Henry County Commission, refused to go to the Atlanta Regional Commission meetings. That is the meetings, the planning meeting for the whole region, and where the money is dispensed. If you don't show up at that meeting, Cobb County, Gwinnett County, and all of the boys on the north side say, oh, I'll take it, give it to me. And that was our problem right there, okay? After 2016, the vote started to change a bit, regressiveness, a more progressive type of mindset came in. So certainly we've been able to move forward. We secured $800 million to widen almost every road around here. It will start with Rock Quarry Road. Rock Quarry Road should start in the spring of next year. And at that point, Rock Quarry will be widened from Eagles Landing Parkway all the way to Highway 138 North Henry Boulevard. In addition to that, it'll be 4 lanes. There'll be a 10-foot multi-use path along the side of it, like the Atlanta Beltline type trail, so you can ride your bike or your golf cart on it in order to do that. That was intentional. We showed up at those meetings when GDOT would come and say, why every time y'all build a road on the north side, they got those wide trails and y'all build a little sidewalk for us? They said, well, no one ever asked for it. Well, guess what? We started showing up at every town hall and asked for it. Highway 20 in McDonough is under construction from the square to I-75. We're going to have a 10-foot trail next to it. Why? Because we asked for it. And we said, we want to be treated just like they're being treated on the north side, right? Okay. Good news for you as well. In the T-Splosh, when it was being proposed, I was able to get $500,000 for sidewalks to go along Campground, because this road should have never been built without sidewalks. The county built this road, as I was telling our resident back here, that the county built this road, and they built it without streetlights, they built it without sidewalks, and they didn't have a sufficient amount of funding to build it with, so they built it in not the quality they should have been built in. Then get what they did. What did they do? Immediately turned it over to the city. Right? Immediately turned. That's good and bad, because what it is good in that now that we have control over it, we have a dedicated crew that cuts this grass every week, religiously. Most of the time on Thursday, they cut it and they collect litter along the roadway every week. Okay. Now, we did originally have the trees and the plantings in the median was added on that side. Both of these were approved at the same time. It got here a lot quicker than it did here, but I wasn't going to give up. I said, there's no way you're going to be able to do it outside my neighborhood and then not do it outside the other neighborhood. Doesn't look right. We got to get this right. I want it done along this whole roadway right here, all of it. And that's what they was able to do. We was able to get the trees planted, and I tell you, we planted them. Took a long time. And of course, they planted them, and there was about 2.5 weeks, not a drop of rain. So I went out there myself, I loaded up my truck at a barrel of water. You saw me out there. It was hot. Yeah. But I took that water and I watered each one of those trees so it would make it through that rush. That's my dedication to the community. I love this community. And I moved here from Cobb County in 2003 because I had lost my wife. And she passed in a car accident. She's my inspiration. And you know, after you have a tragedy happen like that, I needed a change. I needed a change in environment. So I came here I looked on places to move, and it said it was the fastest growing county in one of the fastest growing counties in the United States. So I took it up, I said, you know, I can go there and I can be a part of forming this great community. Because Cobb County, where I was from, was really built out and it was established. But we had a ways to go here. The school system was good. I looked up the research on Eagles Landing High, and my daughter was going there and flipping, and they were going to be in good hands. And both of them have graduated through the system since that time. So certainly they're thankful for that. I just want to make sure that you understand the commitment to where we're trying to go. And it's got to be a more progressive mindset. It's got to be accepting the facts. When the Atlanta Regional Commission now is telling us in the next 20 years we're going to be upwards of 350 to 400,000, we would be remiss not to be preparing. So we're working with GDOT on planning to widen almost all of these roads. But again, our projects were the last one added, so the last one started. Highway 42 from McDonough to Stockbridge, it's an $80 million project. It's coming, but it's 2029, okay? It's gonna take a while, but it's gonna have that 10-foot path next to it though, every time. Imagine the walkability. And to be able to, because by that time we should have a sidewalk coming through here. We have a sidewalk from McDonough all the way to Stockbridge. The whole area, the plan is to build an Atlanta Beltline-like trail. So if you choose, you could jump on your bike and go down to Costco, or ride to the amphitheater, or even get on your golf cart and do that. Okay, instead of getting into your car to ease things up. So certainly in the T-Splosh, which you all passed, so thank you for voting for that, we was able to get $250 million out of that. Part of that, again, was $500,000 for sidewalks on Camp Road, $300,000 for sidewalks on Peach Drive. So all of that is going into that plan. And then as we move along Patrick Henry Parkway, we got it, we're getting it paved, y'all notice that? It took a long time, okay? Eagles Landing Parkway in the T-Splosh, that's $4 million, $4.4 million, $4 million from the county, $400,000 from the city to repave all of Eagles Landing. We're currently collecting the money. It is my hope within the next 12 months we will be able to pave all of Eagles Landing Parkway and Hudson Bridge Road, just like we're paving Patrick Henry. There will be a joint county and city project. Patrick Henry Parkway is a joint city and county project that we're trying to take care of and to make sure that things are done in the right and in accordance. Good, now some exciting news, right? The exciting news about Jodeco. Jodeco is super impressive. It's building out the way that we thought it was going to build out. Got Costco coming there now, Sprouts Organic Grocer. Now, Costco is going to open on November the 16th. They're starting on the infrastructure for Sprouts Organic Grocer. Chipotle is going to go in that section. Starbucks is already under construction. We certainly expect them to open before the end of the year. Whataburger, okay, great restaurant, great franchise. And then everybody said, where's another Chick-fil-A, man? We got another Chick. This is not a Chick-fil-A, it's the Chick-fil-A. The one that you saw on the news, the 2-level Chick-fil-A with the 4 drive-thrus going up underneath. This is going to be the first one that they're building anywhere in America, and they picked us. That says a lot. And when Chick-fil-A and Costco announced, that's when everybody else started rushing to the table. Salad to go, another healthy option is coming over there, right? So there's Bay Breeze is coming. Nice sit-down restaurant, right? Okay? Nice sit-down. La Hacienda is coming as well. So just think about it as we build out. There will be more units that are coming. And then I was telling someone earlier, there's another project coming, okay, that I can't tell you about. That's going to give us that seafood restaurant that everybody wants, okay? But I can't tell you about it yet, but stay tuned. There's also another project. If you see Downtown Stockbridge, we built the Stockbridge Amphitheater. How many of y'all been to a show? Which one did you go to?
I've been to several. Patty LaBelle, that old school.
Absolutely.
4 or 5.
All right, which one do you want?
Boys to Men.
Boys to Men.
What's another one we went to? Eddie Levert.
Eddie Levert.
Yes.
Eddie was good.
Yes, he was.
Sold
Yes,
out,
he-
and
yeah.
man, that was you're gonna be one of the last people to
Yes.
ever see him
Yeah.
perform live.
And
I went
Fantasia
in
loved
Fantasia and Joe, man, amazing. And the Babyface was here in Stockbridge. But what that was all about, really, we enjoyed the music, but it really was about economic development, which is the same thing that happened when they built Truist Park up in Cobb County. $1 billion in economic development surrounded. Just like they would build the Mercedes-Benz Stadium down in economic development. Since we built the amphitheater, 12 new businesses have located downtown. And I know you all are always looking for some place to eat. Go to Frozen Smoke Restaurant and Bar. It's across the railroad tracks from City Hall. Been open there for about 4 months. Right across the railroad tracks from City Hall. You can sit down, get a waiter and waitress service. You can get seasoned salmon there. You can get pulled pork there, right? Smoked wings there. The salmon is served over yellow rice with a salad. You can get a drink there. You can get a glass of wine there. You can watch the game there. All in downtown Stockbridge. And for the ladies, a facility called Luxury Beauty Bar and Spa. They go from A to Z. Men too. Get your massage there, okay? Get your body contour there. Get your makeup done there. Everything from A to Z. It's a wellness center. It's open on North Henry Boulevard. Again, that's Luxury Beauty Bar and Spa. Downtown, a historic green front cafe serving soul food. All of that is there in downtown Stockbridge now. And there's another project that's coming that will probably represent about $100 million, over $100 million, that will transform downtown Stockbridge into a downtown, an actual downtown, where residents live there, where you got residential on top and you got retail on the bottom. Because right now there's not a lot of space in downtown Stockbridge, but that's going to provide significant retail on the bottom level, and it's going to supply residential, so people can literally walk across the street to the amphitheater. If you're on an electric vehicle, we got car charging stations down there, so you can park your EV back there and park, or when you go to a concert or what have you. And then again, that whole area will be walkable and connected, because there will be those 10-foot trails that will run all the way through there, hopefully connecting us here. So one day in the vision, we'll be able to leave here, ride our bike or golf cart all the way down to the amphitheater or down to Costco. That's the vision that we have now, to be able to move this city forward and to do the things that we need to do, okay? It's important that you vote, no matter who you vote for, and get it in understanding where they come from, okay? Today's not a political day. Today's to get people registered. I'm telling you, I'm giving you the facts so you understand what's happening, what's going on. Because it's funny how a couple of years ago people were saying nothing's happening here. Now they're saying too much is happening here. I remember that. I remember you said nothing was happening. I told you it was coming. And what you said to me was, that'll never happen. Look at us now, right? Everything that you said wasn't coming, I see it. I see Costco. You see it too, right? So in essence, things are moving forward in the right direction, and understand that we're moving to move things ahead, okay? There was a lot of discussion about the Stockbridge, about county, about the tax bill that you received on your property, okay? 6% of that is the school board. There's a 23 meal tax that's on the school board, 23 meals. My tax bill was $5,052. $3,400 of that was the school board tax. I showed up because they have millage hearings at that meeting to speak out against that. But only 4 other people showed up with me. And they're looking at you like, Mr. Alexander, I thought you said people was against this tax. Where they at? But the meeting was at 9 a.m. on a Monday morning, and 4 o'clock on a Monday morning, and 9 a.m. on a Tuesday morning, right? We got to do better than that, period, okay? We got to do better than that. If you really want a participation, you would have the meetings at a time when people are accessible to it and to understand what goes on. But again, those are the kind of things. When you're voting, voting matters. If you want your property taxes cut, you gotta vote for the right person. When they come to your door and they say, well, you know what, I need your vote. Well, are you gonna cut my taxes? Are you gonna cut my school board taxes? Now, the county taxes are very interesting in that they have what's called a frozen exemption. So when you bought your house in 2020, or I bought my house in 2004, my tax level is frozen at that rate. So every year, no matter if my property value goes up, the taxes stay at that same level of what they've been. Now that's, again, they call that a frozen exemption. If you have a homestead exemption, there's nothing you have to do. Your taxes are frozen at the year where you bought your home at. So the county did the right thing. The majority of the county tax on mine represent about $1,200 is what I'm getting at. Now, the city implemented a city tax, okay? The portion that people don't understand is that you were already paying for public safety. You just wasn't paying it to the city. You were paying $200. If a typical home was paying $200 for public safety, correct? Public safety. That money was going to Henry County, okay, because we didn't have a city police department. Now, instead of that $200 going to Henry County, it comes to the city. So that'll show up on a city millage, the $200 that you was already paying. The city, on average, tax will add about $200 to what you have been paying, what you were paying. The city needed resources because how the money is divided, if you look at how it is, $3,400 to the school board, $1,200 to the county, the resources were not being shared with us. And I see the same thing that you saw on TV. Crime is out of control in Metro Atlanta. We couldn't wait. We know what we've been told about 300,000 people being here and then 350,000 people being here within the next 10 or 15 years. So we went out on a limb to start our new police department. It passed on a 3-2 vote. I will go to my grave on that vote, that it was the right thing to do. Because no matter what I do, I got to keep you safe. I don't care. Costco and all of that is very good. But if everybody getting robbed down at Costco and everybody afraid to come there, that's not going to help us. What we want to be able to do is set the model for where we're trying to go. So, because what happens is, these businesses are taking a chance on us. And what somebody told me once was a site selection agency. He said it's real safe to put a business in Marietta or Lawrenceville or Roswell where everybody else is. But when I take a chance and I go outside the box to South Metro, where there is no real Costco, there's a Costco in this area as a business center, where there is no Sprouts Organic Grocery, okay? Where there is several of these businesses that are first to come. If it don't work out, then I might lose my job as a site selector. So I gotta really believe in you. So the people at these locations believed in us. They're giving us a chance to say, Chick-fil-A, we give you the first one of these in America, okay? Sprouts Organic Grocery, the only one is over in Peachtree City. We're taking a chance on you. We need Sprouts to succeed. Costco, we need them to succeed. We want them to be the #1 Costco in America. Because if that happens, the opportunities will spread throughout the community. And the hope is that will bring additional jobs here. Those same corporate white collar jobs where professionals are leaving the community for, there are very few here. We don't want you to just put the warehouse here. We want you to put the corporate job here. We want the headquarters. We want professionals to not have to leave this community to be able to earn a living and to be able to commute to Downtown Stockbridge or commute to Eagles Landing Parkway and not have to leave and drive an hour into the city or to the northern suburbs. We can do that, but you got to have leadership that believes that that we can do that. I would like to say we're dreaming the impossible dream and we're living it in real time because we believed. Because there were some people that said, that'll never happen. We can't believe that. This is Henry County. But I said, listen, you can throw darts at me all day long, but I'm going to try. You're not going to be able to say that I didn't try. You're not going to be able to say that I didn't give it my all, even if I fall short. But like they said, if you reach for the stars, right, you will land high. And that's just how it is. And that's what we're aiming for, is to make sure that we continue to do that. So certainly I want to conclude my comments with that. Don't want to go over and bore you with any more, or just to keep the mood right here to make sure that we understand how serious the things we are going in the community. And let me tell you, let me thank Mr. Matthew and the entire HOA board here at Winding Creek. This is a model neighborhood. Y'all doing a fabulous job. I love coming here. But this is where we're going. This is where we're going, to this type of development and being well maintained for the city. So certainly, if there's any questions, I'd like to answer any questions, and then you can stop.